What's going on, guys? Let's go ahead and get into this. One of the things that I think is killing a lot of people is they don't want to do the work. And I got this message of someone who got fired, talking about moving to a homeless shelter. They want to get on the phone with me. And I looked at the message, and this person actually bought a course from me 4 years ago. 4 years ago. And this is one of the things that has happened. And this is why I'm changing how I'm doing the courses, because this is something that's been a long time coming. People will buy the course and they will not do the work. They will not do the work. And then I feel sorry for this guy. I really do. I mean, no one gets happy when someone is going through drama and tragedy. But there's a lesson here. You got to do the work. Like, one of the things that happened, and right now I'm going through a phase where I'm just testing out stuff. And at one point, I literally stopped working out during the week, and I was only working out on the weekend so I could be available to answer phone calls. And I'll tell you what happened with that. We're running ads and people would book a phone call and they wouldn't show up. They wouldn't show up. So we actually paused that and we then went to something else. And one of the things that is consistently happening is, I'll give you an example. I went to an event here in the land, I went to an event and they told us that 900 people signed up for the event. 900 people. Only 100 people showed up. What is happening is, I think that people feel that someone's coming to save them. In the last moment, someone is coming to save them. And literally, this is going to have me dramatically redo all my training because I've had a lot of people who've taken courses, paid me, never asked for a refund, and they just didn't do the work. And this gentleman actually was someone who never actually did the work. Now, when I say the word work, what do I mean? Let's go back to what I just said about literally, I would get up and I would be ready to answer these phone calls that never came through. And, it was somewhat depressing because we did that for 2 weeks. And the thing is that people would book a phone call and then they would disappear. And they would be like, we would get their phone number. That was hard to get them. And a lot of these leads were, I would consider unqualified. And, once again, this is doing the work. And doing the work is dealing with tragedy. It's not fun sitting by a phone or waiting for a Zoom call for someone who will not show up. It's not fun. It's not easy. But this is doing the work, because as I do this, I get better and better and better. And right now, let's call it the trash field. Right now, I've been in the trash field of running ads, booking calls and stuff, and dealing with what I call low quality leads. I'm in the trash field. It's not easy. It's not fun, but I am doing the work. And this is something that so many people run from it. I don't want to do that. Like, literally, I actually got my workout where I was doing legs on Saturday and doing chests and stuff on Sunday, and I could do arms any day of the week. And because I had to put that work in. And this is one of the things. Like, once again, I've read that message over, it's a voicemail. I've read that message like 12 times today because I feel bad for the guy. But here's the thing. He didn't do the work 4 years ago. And once again, this is something that so many people are running from, starting a business, dealing with that. The hardest thing is going to be getting customers. That's going to be the hardest thing of starting any business, how to get customers. This is one of the things I'm doing. And it's hard. It's hard. And you have to do the work. You have to put you in the position where you can go through it. You got to go through it because, like, I was talking to my ad guy today, and like, he asked me because, like, literally the leads that are coming through are just 100% trash for what I'm trying to sell. They're 100% trash. So we're getting ready to change up our strategy. We're getting ready to change up the marketing. We're getting ready to change up a lot of stuff. But I'm doing the work. Now, right now, we're in the trash field. We're in the trash field, right? But let's go ahead to the end of the year and everything's working out beautifully and I'm making all of this money. There will be people who will come here on this YouTube channel and say, oh, you got it easy. It's just easy. I literally have people comment that it's easy. And I saw this comment the other day. And this is something that you really, really have to pay attention to. The comment was, you said there's no such thing as a get rich quick scheme. Why should we buy your courses since a get rich quick scheme doesn't exist? I'll share something with you. All right, I'm running ads on how to get into the art of holding, how to build business credit. Number one, you need a 700 credit score. You need some income to participate in this program. I've got people who are messaging me with a 591 credit score. And this gentleman said, I'm not working right now because I was in an auto accident. So low credit score, no current income. There ain't no bank in the United States of America that's going to give you anything. And this kind of goes back to the message I got. This person was hoping for something super special, hoping for something remarkable, and I'm just sitting there like, this ain't happening. This it's just not happening. And I had to go way back to when I was in that boarding house. And one of the things I had to do was get a part-time job so I could have money, a job to create income so I could save it. So I was working some weeks 7 days a week because I was working every other weekend. I had to do the work to build up my first emergency savings fund, which only got up to $4,000. It wasn't $10,000. It wasn't $20,000. It wasn't $30,000. It wasn't $40,000. It wasn't even $50,000. It was $4,000. But I had to do the work to get there. And essentially, what I feel is people are looking for, I'm going to say it, they're looking for a scam. I don't have any scams for you. I have nothing that you can snap your fingers. And one of the things is we're getting ready to get into credit repair. We're getting ready to do that. And I'm seeing people say that you can fix your credit and your credit score is going to go up 243 points in 24 to 48 hours, right? Now, because I'm financially literate and I know how credit works, the only way, let me go ahead and explain to you because this is very, very important. You got a credit report, and let's say your credit score is like this. This is what happened. So 740 plus a 200 increase meant that their credit score was 540. 540, meaning they had collections, charge-offs, and other bad derogs, right? So they got that off, and then their credit score went up 200 points. The only way that's going to happen is if they had positive trade lines, not one, not two, but more than likely 8 positive trade lines that were being paid on time. And then once that derogatory information came off, their credit score zoomed 200 points. If they did not have positive trade lines, there is no score increase, even though those items were removed. Let me go ahead and say it. So, having these conversations, I had a conversation with a gentleman who was scammed by not one, but not two, but 3 credit repair companies. And I had a real hard conversation with him. It's like, look, we can fix your credit, but to do all this stuff, he didn't want to pay the money. And I was telling him because, essentially the things he needed to do, the things he needed to set up. And he got somewhat of an attitude because he's like, I only have one dad and I don't need this. And I'm like, dude, you're 44 years old with no job, no income, and bad credit. Something's got to change, and that change has to be you. But he didn't want to change. So I walked away from it. I left it alone because this kind of goes back to you got to do the work. And I remember it was a University of Alabama player. He was talking, I think it was Tershon Arnold, and Nick Saban was screaming at him and stuff. And then he went to a coach and said, "All right, why are you coaching me like that?" He says, "I'm coaching you like that because I'm coaching other people because you can take the tongue lashing." And this is one of the things that you're just not seeing with people that can, dealing with the work. Like right now, I'm in the trash field. I'm in the trash field with these ads. There are people like, just run ads. Like running ads is easy. Running ads is a process. It takes things you have to do. It has many, many different levers that you have to pull. And right now I'm in the trash field and I'm doing the work. I'm dealing with the hardship. Today we're going to stop those ads because what we know, and we started running those ads like last Friday. Because what's happening is it's getting quicker and quicker and quicker because we're finding solutions and we're making corrections. And these ads are going to stop sometime today because they're just bringing in very, very bad leads. And I kind of figured out why, because today I went ahead and made some more ads, some new ads, because listen to me, guys. To get business credit, you need to have a business that's doing 4 to 5 million a year to not have to provide a personal guarantee. What does that mean? Let's say you somehow have bad personal credit and you build a business that makes bona fide verifiable income of $6 million a year. You could walk in the bank and get business credit for your business. You could. But if you have bad personal credit and you want to start a business, you have a business that's making under $4 million a year, there's no help out there for you. There's some help with EIN credit. There's a little help there. There's a few slots you can go. There's a few credit cards you can get. But at the moment, once again, credit cards, I think the only credit card you can get is the Sam's card, which is an actual revolving credit card. And the rest of them are charge cards, which means you use them and you must pay them off at the end of the month. So for you to actually build and have amazing business credit, you need to have really, really good personal credit. And this is something I think that the average person is aware of. I think the average person is aware of this. However, there's somebody out here on the internet is saying that you can do these magical, majestical, mythical things with bad credit. You're consistently seeing this, like, going out and buying an Age Corporation or all this other stuff, right? Let me go ahead and just say, if you bought an Age Corporation, you still have to have money because you have to have the money to buy the Age Corporation. So this period, let's call it the trash field of doing the work. And it's not a thankful work. It's not something that will make you happy. Doing this work is something that is required for you to have a successful business in the future. This is required for you to have a successful business in the future. And this is one of the things, because like I go ahead and I look at this message because it was a voicemail, but the way, I have an iPhone, so it turns voicemails into stuff you can read. And I was just sitting there like, there's nothing I can do for you. And this kind of goes back with this conversation. Would you rather have $250,000 or a conversation with Jay-Z? And there's a lot of people who would turn down that money because here's the thing. And let me go ahead and just walk through this carefully. If I was to consult you, tell you what to do, and then you went out and did it, that's good training. But I don't really think that I could sit down with Jay-Z and he can tell me to do certain things in music or whatever else he knows, because that's not my field. I have no idea how the music industry works. It's not my field. And one of the things that, you see with this whole conversation, because this is what that message brought to me. If we could just have a conversation and I can give you some mythical, majestical, magical information that you can go out and deploy and literally solve all your problems. But it ain't like that. I literally had to get a part-time job, work for almost a year to save that $4,000. And then I lost my main job and I had to live off that money for 6 weeks. It took me a year to get to that $4,000. So in doing this work and putting together this situation, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. And like, we're getting into credit repair, and I've been looking at, like, once again, that whole $200, that 200 point increase. I'm going to say it. I think that was staged. I don't think that was a real case study, because of knowing what I know about credit and how credit works and how credit's built. I don't think that was real, because there, once again, there needed to be 8 or 9 positive trade lines on that credit report. And then you pull this stuff up and then your score shoots up like that. That's one of the things that you would because I'm not going to be promising people stuff like that, because the reality of that stuff, I'll share a story with you. When I got divorced, my credit was trash. It took me 8 months of personal work to fix my credit. I would go to work, I would come home, and I would work on my credit for an hour or 2 every day for 8 months. And that's how I fixed my credit. And there was no magic jelly beans. It was just going ahead, doing the research, getting the laws, and doing the right challenges. And I was able to get some stuff off. I actually went to court. Creditor tried to sue me, but they were not authorized to sue in the state of Georgia, where I was living at that time. I was able to beat it, and it was dismissed, and that came off my credit report. But it came off my credit report because I applied knowledge. There was no magical, there was no mythical, it was just knowledge. So, this person, I'm just sitting there like, I know there's nothing that I can tell this individual who lost his job, who has no money, who has no options. There's nothing I can do to tell this person in the phone call to make him successful. There's nothing that I can tell him. There's nothing. And when I saw it, I was just like, man, that's terrible. That's just terrible. But there's nothing that I can do or give to this person to actually liberate them. So once again, when you do this, you must do the work to be successful.